This is the second video of the tutorial about history analysis in RJ1. In this video, we will learn the meaning of the words interaction, sequence, and path. In RJ1, an interaction is an event that changes the state of a ray. That could, for example, be the creation of the ray in a source, the transmission of a ray through a surface, the scattering of a ray by a scattering volume, or the absorption of a ray by a surface. An interaction is characterized by a couple of properties. First of all, the interacted object. An interaction always takes place between a ray and an interaction partner. In most cases, this will be a surface, but it can also be a medium in which the ray is scattered or absorbed, or a source in which the ray is created. Secondly, the interaction type. For example, scattering, transmission, reflection, total internal reflection. And finally, there's a couple of more properties which more precisely define the interaction, such as the position in space where the interaction took place, the ray direction, and so on. And in a later video, we will learn how to access all of these data through the so-called interaction log. However, in the context of interaction sequences and paths, we will focus only on the first two interaction characteristics, the interacted object and the interaction type. In that sense, an interaction sequence is defined as a series of interactions where only the interacted object and the interaction type are regarded. That is illustrated by this screenshot of a ray tracing simulation. All blue rays share the same interaction sequence, which is creation by the source, transmission through the lens front, transmission through the lens back, absorption by the screen. All red rays also share the same interaction sequence, which is creation by the source, transmission through the lens front, reflection by the lens back, reflection by the lens front, transmission through the lens back, absorption by the screen. Finally, the concept of a path is very similar to the concept of a sequence. In fact, a path is just an interaction sequence together with some information about the number of rays that follow this sequence as well as the total flux of these rays. A path is not to be confused with a trajectory. The term trajectory refers to the piecewise linear curve that a ray forms in space. The path, on the other hand, is not a geometrical concept. It is a sequence of interactions. In the following videos, we will learn how to use RayJack1 to study the paths of a ray tracing simulation in post-processing.